Good morning, I'm Sunetra Choudhury, political editor of the Hindustan Times, bringing you the best from our pages on Monday, the 3rd of May. It's the beginning of the third phase of the lockdown. The numbers as they stand as of now, there are more than 40,000 cases, 42,507 to be precise, and the number of people dead of COVID-19 across the country stands at 1,393. Delhi has seen the largest spike of cases in a single day, 427 cases in just the last 24 hours. First, the economic impact of the lockdown. A snap poll that has been conducted by the Confederation of Indian Industries says that CEOs say that there will be a dip of 40% in this particular quarter. More than 50% of those CEOs who were polled say that there will be job losses. That's the big news. And a lot of the people who are respondents are heads of small and medium industries, which is why I say they need government help in the form of a stimulus package soonest. The next story that we have for you is the fact that there have been 50% less people admitting themselves in hospitals due to heart attacks. Now, you may say that that's because of the fact that air pollution levels have gone down, environment is much cleaner, but doctors fear that it may be because patients are scared of getting infected by corona if they go to hospitals. They point out that while the number of those admitting themselves at hospitals may have gone down, there has been a sharp rise in those patients who are dying at home due to heart attacks. They point out that heart patients shouldn't be delaying going to hospital just because they're scared. And remember, governments have also told all private hospitals and clinics that they can't turn away regular patients. The next story that we have for you is a study into whether children are impacted by COVID-19 totally differently. They are at low risk, but across the last few days, across Europe and in America, there have been about 100 cases of children reporting with rashes, low blood pressure, and also breathing difficulties. Doctors are looking at what looks like Kawasaki syndrome, and they're trying to see if there is a link between Kawasaki syndrome and COVID-19, because many of those children who have reported with these symptoms of rashes, of fever, and also of breathing problems, they are also COVID-19 positive. And so that's another angle that the doctors are looking at, whether the two are related or not. How will airports be different once we go back to them and once flying resumes after the lockdown is over? Well, airport in Delhi at least has made completely different arrangements. They've now segregated all the entry points. So now if you're traveling by Indigo or Go Air, you will take different entry points. That's not all. They've also installed sanitizers at various points. There are also markings everywhere for social distancing. They're also opening all the food joints so that there is no particular crowding everywhere. It is perhaps quite safe to assume that flying or traveling by itself will not be the same anymore. And finally, unusual times see unusual cases for the police to investigate. The State Bank of India in Moraltown has registered a case against one of its customers. Why? Because they say he was COVID-19 positive when he came to deposit a check. They're now very, very worried because several of their staff members had touched this particular check. When police went to investigate his home, they found that he'd broken a quarantine because there was a notice outside his house. When Hindustan Times contacted the person, all he said was that he'd done it in good faith. Well, those are the news updates for now. Keep tracking them on hindustantimes.com.